Hello, friends. Today I'll be talking about on the topic the power to surprise. When we talk about any business model, does the business model has a power to surprise the consumers? Is the question every entrepreneur is asking, and that is a question every entrepreneur needs to answer. Because if you have the power to surprise, you are actually able to have an impact on the human mind, and if when you have an impact on the human mind, you are able to do wonders in your business. A very good business model or the recent trend in India is a lot is happening in the IT sector, a lot is happening in the messaging sector. However, who are the consumer internet giants who are actually making an impact in India? So, if you talk about the company which is making an impact in India in the current scenario is Policy Bazaar. So, what is Policy Bazaar actually doing? Policy Bazaar is providing an online platform where any user can take consumer loans, can take mutual funds, and can purchase other products. And we know when the taxation process is there, as a corporate or when you're working, we need to pay our taxes. So we have these tax benefits. So the business model was very, very simple where the entrepreneur, he catered to the fact that these are the things which is a need of the hour. Up with a business model which was able to raise 75 million USDs, and the valuation of Policy Bazaar is around 500 million USDs, which is good, and we hope to see a lot more in this sector. And if you talk about the stock exchange also, it is being predicted in a short-term goal one should invest in IT-based sector. So that's another question which can be answered at the later stages, whether or not to invest in IT sector currently, seeing the market and the stock exchange. So, how to understand the power of surprise is the need of the hour, and the answer to this $1 million question is to find a balance between growth and success. Many times, the growth is there, you have the consumers, you have the big data, we don't know what to do with the data. If you see in the current trend of jobs, also, a lot of big data scientist jobs are there because there's so much of data is being generated when an online business model is being evolved, and the data is not being utilized in the way it should be utilized, because as human we evolve, and when the evolution part take place, one has to enrich that data. So when we talk about the big data, there's a lot of enrichment process which is involved, because there's so much of data, and from that data what to leave and what to incorporate is the need of the hour, or is the question everybody is trying to answer. Because whenever there's an online business model, you will see what is being done when we are online. Our privacy laws are being not in place because the law system is broken. It's not only in India, it's across the globe. In the internet world, everything is open, and when everything is open, even the kind of language you're using, the kind of words you're using, you see those words in your SMS, you will see those words in the marketing strategy. And I'm pretty surprised the way I'm seeing the words which are being used. Today I just got a message where it said it was a grocery online website, and that talked about buying groceries, ladies night, grocery night. So it was very amazing to see the kind of data which is being utilized for the marketing purpose. Coming back to the point of big data, so the need of the hour is to enrich the data. It means to mitigate or to minus the factors, the data which is not required, and at the same time fortifying that data which can be used, and that can be used in other verticals of doing business, especially in the online vertical, to get more consumers. So technology can be a boon on bane. What is the flip side of any consumer business model or any consumer user behavior, IT model or internet model, is what kind of impact are you having on the consumers? Do you have the key? It's like, do you have the key to the Pandora box, and are you able to identify the parameters on which a business model should work? What are you trying to impact is the question which needs to be answered. In any business model, whether it's a service model or a product model, doing online business is very easy, because right now you don't need to have servers also. Everything is cloud based. You can store every data can be stored in a cloud. So what we are trying to do is to develop a circular economy. So what I mean by circular economy, or what does circular economy means, is it's aiming at preserving the capital, that is the inflow, and minimizing the system risk by efficiently tracking. So, how the circular economy can be developed is very, very important, because once the circular economy is developed in the context of India, the rates, what the particular pointers would be in the fintech sector. So, one has to understand the circular economy. So, what is the benchmark? How to develop that circular economy, or how to develop that ecosystem? So the question which can be answered in a very, very easy format is to protect intellectual property rights. So I talk about intellectual property rights again, and I'm getting this feedback. You think intellectual property rights is the answer to the growth of Indian economy? I say yes. If you, it's not what I think, it is what the history is telling us. If we see countries like USA, a lot has happened over intellectual property rights. Apple is Apple because of intellectual property rights. They have earned a lot in the IP litigation matters in court, because technology, the infringement, the way the business is being done, so everything is tech based. And when we talk about technology and intellectual property rights go hand in hand. So intellectual property rights is the only way to increase the GDP of a country. Intellectual property rights is the only solution by which we can even answer different questions. So it's actually protecting intellectual property rights open up your different verticals of doing the same business. One is definitely the business between the user, the consumer, with the business model. The other model is the litigation model, whereby a lot is happening in the courts. So when there's infringement proceedings, a lot is happening, a lot of stakes are involved, a lot of branding is involved. So that is second part, that is the litigation part. The third part is the holistic view of working, that is the royalty part. You can partner with multiple people and multiple business entities. So when you're working in a holistic manner, especially in the IoT sector, which we are going to see when the 5G is introduced in India, when a 5G model would be there, it will be IoT, it will be augmented reality. So when we talk about these kind of technologies where the devices would be connected, a lot of infringement will happen if we don't work in the licensing model. So what we can foresee as intellectual property lawyers in India is a lot of licensing would be done in the near future, cross licensing, in licensing, out licensing, which is a very familiar term in the pharma industry. But what I see is a lot will happen in other industries also, especially in the IoT based sector, that is anything which has an internet based device, because anyhow the communication channel has to be open, and when the channel will be opened, it has to be connected and a holistic view has to be developed. What will be the royalty rate? So a lot is going to happen in the intellectual property scenario in India. And what is the question, as an entrepreneur you need to understand is, please allocate some amount of money of your funding into intellectual property rights. Generate a portfolio and generate a strong portfolio. It's very, very important. What will happen is, even if you get a patent application granted, and if the claims are not strong enough, or the claims are not being described in a manner it should be described in the document, you won't get the justice, or what I would say is, you won't get the outcome which can be foreseen if you have a proper strategy in place. So understand what to see and how to earn profits is the need of the hour, and every business model wants to earn profit, and one has to foresee that. When we talk about patents in India, the patents in India is a 20-year game, and 20 years is a good span to do any business and to accelerate your business to the next level. So if you have any questions related to how to generate that IP, which is commonly called as intellectual property harvesting, we at TCIs can help you out with it. We do a lot of SWOT analysis, we do portfolio analysis, we help you identify the right partner in India, we help you negotiate the deals, and your business will go to the next level. I'm prity.khastgir. I'm founder CEO of TCIs India. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comment box below and we'll get back to you. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.